Everyone, welcome to A Pinch of Salt. I'm so excited to be able to introduce to you a wonderful cooking segment right here at Central Coast News that's going to be available to you every single week. My first guest, and I can't wait, the cupcake queen herself, Kyla Daniels from Cakes by Kyla is right here, and we're going to be making some pavlova.
Yay, I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
So Kyla, tell me a little bit about your story. How did it all begin? How did cupcakes begin in your world?
Started off because my kids have allergies and I couldn't just buy something for them, so I started making cakes and birthday cakes and stuff, and the whole thing's just been so organic and it just rolled along into cupcakes. So now that's what keeps me very busy.
Wow, and you said kids.
Yeah.
How many kids exactly?
3 kids.
3 kids?
3 kids, so I've got one 17, one 15 and one nearly 13.
And husband?
Husband, yes.
The biggest kid?
Yeah, the biggest kid.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, the hardest to deal with, yeah.
Yeah, so 4 boys in the house?
Well, 6, 7, if you count the animals, yeah.
Then, of course, you got all the dogs and everything too.
Yeah.
So Christmas is a kind of a really cool time at home, right?
It really is, yeah. So much fun. I love Christmas so much.
What's your favourite part about Christmas?
Family.
Family.
Just family, getting together, having fun, food, so much food, a little bit of wine.
A little bit?
Little bit
I don't
wine.
think it's a little bit. Now, guys, what we can bring to you right now is exactly what we love presenting at our home, on our family tables every single year. It's a beautiful pavlova wreath. We're going to be showing you how to present it, how to make it, and how to do it all from scratch so you can actually experience the wonderful world of pavlova and the good old Aussie way.
Yep.
Right? The proper way. Do you agree?
Yep.
I don't feel like a pavlova is like Aussie anymore, and I just really want to try and bring back that Aussiness.
Yeah, some fun. Yep.
So we're going to start cooking up. What we're going to do first of all, we're going to get 2 stainless steel bowls. Now we're going to start off with 6 eggs. Do you want to help me separate those 6 eggs?
Sure.
So how to separate eggs is we're just going to give it a quick tap on either side. We're going to simply separate it, and we're going to keep the yolk in one side, and then put the yolk in the next, and next, and then all the way through, making sure we don't get any yolk into those whites, and then put the yolk separately.
My
You can have fun, yeah. You're probably a pro at this.
Oh, watch me stuff it up now.
How many eggs do you go through a week?
Oh my God, so many. Probably 360 at least. So depending on the week and orders and what we've got happening. So
That's 360
yeah,
eggs
at least,
a
yeah.
week. That will make how many cupcakes?
Probably at least sort of 800 as a small week, and then I don't know, thousands if it's a big week. I think our biggest week was over 5,000, so that was a whole lot more eggs.
That sounds like
that
a
was a
whole
lot of
lot
eggs.
of fun.
Yeah, that was no sleeping. So,
Now,
but that's all right.
outside of your cupcakes, Kyla, I've got to say, your actual cake decorations and the creativity that you have with your cakes is truly something special. Where's the train of thought, and how do you actually come up with these designs, or you just let your creativity take over?
It depends on my customers a lot, so depends on how much free reign I get. So I do love it when customers let me have a bit of free reign, a bit of creative control. So sometimes people will come to me and they're like, I want this exact cake and it has to be like this down to the last little detail. But a lot of the time they're like, I have this theme or this color scheme, and they just let me play.
And just do what you do.
Yeah, I'm that crazy creative person who just kind of makes it up on the fly. So,
Now, love it. So let's get back into this pavlova. You want to put those egg whites into the mix. So we've got 6 egg whites simply separated. We're going to add in 270 grams of sugar. But the secret is you want to add them while you're whisking. You don't want to add them through. You want to pop down that? Let's get it in a whisk. We're going to go really nice and hard and fast.
Yep.
All the way. Just crank it up.
Perfect.
So we've got our caster sugar here. We're going to slowly pour our caster sugar into that egg mix. There we go. Awesome. So the other ingredients that we're going to need is we're going to need at least 2 tablespoons of corn flour, and we're going to need 1 tablespoon of vinegar. The corn flour is going to help it stabilize, and the vinegar is going to help it balance out as well. That's it. We nailed it.
Yep.
Killed it. So we got these bad boys in there. It's going to whisk. You've got to give it some time to really kind of whisk up and really get nice and fluffy before you add in the corn flour and before you add in the vinegar. Now we've added all the sugar, we're going to add in that little bit of corn flour and a little bit of vinegar. It's been whisking for a good 5 to 10 minutes, so it's actually going to become nice and fluffy. Now if you want to throw in 2 teaspoons of corn flour, 1 and 2.
Oh.
We're going to throw in a teaspoon of vinegar. Now that should be nice and whisky. What do you reckon? Check?
Yep.
Nice and thick?
Yep, looking good.
Beautiful. Turn it off. I want to show everyone what that looks like. This is one of the favorite things that I love to see, especially with the whisk, right? Is you can see now everything here, that nice beautiful meringue is really nice and fluffy. Right, we've got that wonderful meringue there. Do you want to lick?
No.
No. So I'm just going to get rid of this whisk. There we go, awesome. So we've got this, and that's going to go over there. Is there another way we could check?
I think there is.
How is that? Just just tip it over your head. It'll be fine.
Just a little bit
right?
of flour.
Just a little bit of corn flour left there. We're going to get into the Christmas spirit, guys. Cook together. It's much more fun.
Yep.
So, what do you reckon? We're
Looks
winning?
delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah, well done.
How about we grab a tray? Now we've got to prep our tray, okay? So when we're making a wreath for our Pavlova wreath, is we want to try and get something that we can actually put in the center. But more importantly, greaseproof paper.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's always so disappointing when you forget that.
So throw in a little bit of that.
Yep. Give it a good spray.
Give it a good spray. And we're going to throw in our greaseproof paper. That's called massaging the greaseproof paper.
Nice, I like it.
And then we're going to grab our nice little cup. Now, do me a favor, Kyla, can you want to spray the cup a little bit?
Okay.
And the reason why we spray the cup a little bit is so when we actually pull out the cup, it actually comes off it instead of getting stuck to it. So we've got our Pavlova, we've got our spoon, then we're going to start throwing it all around the cup. Go for it.
Me?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
You know what you're doing.
I can do this.
So how long has Cakes by Kyla actually been around for?
12 years.
Wow.
Crazy, right? Yeah, so started from home and started like just doing little things, and then it kind of took over my house and my whole kitchen. I couldn't cook dinner in the family home anymore because there was just cake on every surface. If it couldn't be grilled, we weren't eating it. So I needed to move to a bigger location. So we moved to a little commercial kitchen up in Wyong to start with. Doing lots of wedding cakes and sculpted things and all of that, and had a whole team of decorators, and it was great. And then we kind of outgrew that space, and we had the 2 locations. We started the Gosford shop as a storefront, so people could come and get cupcakes and pick up their cakes and that
Which
sort of thing.
everyone knows of today.
Yeah, still there. And we sort of outgrew the space that was in Wyong and moved the whole operation down to Gosford, and that's where we've been ever since. So,
And how long has Gosford been around for?
nearly 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
So you've seen a major change and a major shift in Gosford, right?
It has changed so much since we've been there. So many people said, don't go to Gosford. Why are you going to Gosford? Like, that place as a whole. And now it is amazing. We love Gosford. Gosford is the best. Such a great little community. It's just so different and vibrant, and there's so many quirky people, and you get all sorts from all different walks of life. We love it.
And it's becoming
So
a
good.
really great community here
It
in Gosford
is.
because we've all got each other's backs, which is really, really cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
How's
How
it going? Do you
Crazy
wanna-
good does that look?
Less pointy, more pointy.
Let's make it more pointy.
More
Now,
pointy.
What we mean by pointy is we're actually going to start putting in the spatula and just kind of picking it up. And then that way it gives it that kind of wreath look, is by actually kind of giving it some little spokey bits. And now,
Nice and rustic.
all we do, be careful at this part because you've just put a whole bunch of meringue around. You need to give it some suction back. So we might grab
The spoon.
a little bit of a spoon and then just kind of push it out so we get some air in there. And then it kind of comes through.
Beautiful. So pretty.
And now we got our wreath ready to go into the oven. 120 degrees, an hour and a half. But then after the hour and a half finishes, we want to keep it in the oven, door closed, for at least minimum another 45 minutes. Okay? Really dehydrate that Pavlova.
Yeah.
And that way, this is a great thing to pre-prepare come Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Right? It's all
Yeah.
about pre-preparing.
Because you can kind of leave it in the oven all night if you want to. Prop the door
Yeah, just
open
throw it in there,
Yeah.
leave it in, off you go. Okay? So that's a really, really great way. Now we're going to throw this in the oven and come back and check that out in an hour and a half. But this is something I've always wanted to say.
Yeah.
This is one I've prepared earlier.
Oh, I love it.
So we've got a nice little wreath here,
Pretty.
ready to go, ready to rock and roll, nice and simple, right? Now we're going to whip up some cream. Ready for So you make a lot of buttercream, right?
A lot of buttercream.
And you don't use a machine. You get Sean to whisk it by hand, don't you?
All of it, yeah. That's
Yeah,
why he's got guns, you know.
So we're going to grab some fresh, pure cream.
Mm-hmm. Not cooking cream.
Not cooking cream.
Not
No,
cooking
not
cream.
cooking. You can use thickened cream.
Yep.
That's no problems. Now, this is one thing that I love doing with a friend because we add some caster sugar in that little bit of cream, and then we start whisking.
This is my job, isn't it?
Oh, if you want me to take over, I can take over, but I've just got a little bit of a sore shoulder, I think.
From all that whisking the other day.
Yeah. So we've got the wreath here. We're going to cut up some strawberries. We're going to cut them up into 4s. How about we swap?
You're going to be much faster.
I'll take over. You want to cut up those strawberries for me?
I can do that.
When we're actually whisking our cream, we want to make sure that we use our wrist and go back and forth. This makes life a hell of a lot easier when it comes to actually whipping cream by hand. So by going back and forth and flicking this whisk, not moving your whole arm, what you're actually going to do is work the fat and get it really, really nice and thick.
This is where I cheat and use a machine.
You can use a machine. You know what, a funny story.
Yeah.
Jennifer and I were courting.
Yes.
And she really wanted some, I really needed to kind of impress her.
Yeah.
So I whisked some cream with a fork over ice,
Wow.
which almost became like this
Ice
kind
cream.
of whipped ice cream.
Yum.
Yeah, so it worked.
good.
She said yes.
That's nice.
So we're going to play around with some decorations as well.
Yeah, just
What are you
thought I'd
making?
slice up a little strawberry, do something a bit different right to the end of the wreath. Something a bit pretty.
Ooh, very nice.
You do little tiny cuts in your strawberry all the way along. And then if you press and fan it out, it makes it really pretty,
Ooh.
cute.
There's really
Real
no limit
old
with this,
school.
is it?
Yeah.
You can kind of play around with this. This is a great thing to get the kids involved.
If you really want to be fussy, you can make little like roses out of your strawberries, but that's really fiddly. It takes ages.
Now our cream's almost ready. What we want to do at this point is add a little bit of vanilla bean paste, just because we love that flavor of vanilla, right? So just throw in a touch of that vanilla
Yum.
and keep on whisking.
That looks delicious.
So now we've got a perfectly whipped cream, okay? Now really important is you don't want to over whip the cream. If you over whip the cream, you turn it into butter, right? So if you want some really nice butter, actually you know it's really, really nice. Huh? If you whip cream with no sugar,
Yep.
and you keep on whipping it, you turn it into a beautiful butter,
Yeah.
then you've got buttermilk.
Ah.
That freshly made buttermilk
Yeah.
is fantastic for pancakes on Christmas.
Yum.
Best pancakes.
Yum, delicious and fresh butter.
Definitely.
Bit of salt, delicious.
So now we'll bring over our wreath over here. We've got some strawberries, we've got some cream. Let's grab some cream on top of our wreath over here like so.
Rustic is so good.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about it, I think, is it's just it kind of sits, and
Yeah.
it sits really beautifully. You can have the cream pre-prepared, you can have the berries pre-prepared, but don't make this too early.
Yeah, put
I
it all
think
together at the last
Yeah,
minute.
put it all together at the last minute.
Yeah. And it's so simple and so easy. Make it all pretty.
Are you making anything special at the shop this Christmas?
We're doing lots of Christmas cupcakes. Every year we do Santa hats and Christmas trees and Rudolphs and little wreaths and all the fiddly stuff. Me there sticking all the little Rudolph eyes on for hours.
Like a little Rudolph.
Little
kids will love
cupcakes.
these.
Yeah, they love it. They go crazy. They sell out so early.
So
Yeah.
make yourself one dessert, Pavlova,
Yep.
and buy the next dessert from Kyla. So let's kind of get this decorative, right? So
Yep.
let's put on the strawberries.
Throw it on.
Might throw on some peaches, right?
Yum.
I like peaches. Peaches are quite nice. You want to put it straight through, run your knife all the way around, then
Twist. If you get a slipstone.
no slipstone
Not
in
a
this one.
slipstone.
So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it again. And then cut it again into all these different wedges. And the more wedges you cut, the easier it will be
Ah, look at you.
to separate
Nice.
into all these wonderful wedges. I don't know, I love my peaches on top of my wreath,
Yum.
right? And this is a cool, because you just kind of go,
Jam it on.
throw it on. And I think it's one of those
Yum.
things that you just like, just put on
Smells
together.
so good.
And
I
it
wish you
looks
guys
good.
could smell how good this smells.
It's like the sweetness, right?
Yum. Get some of these pretty ones.
Some raspberries, maybe?
Raspberries,
Let's
yeah.
find some raspberries. You do raspberries, I'll do
some
blueberries.
I love this kind of dessert because the more rustic it is, the prettier it looks. Like, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be perfect. Anyone can make it.
And I think it's one of those cool things, you know, with kids getting, they can kind of sit on the kitchen bench,
Yeah.
they can start throwing the fruit all over it.
Yeah. My boys have grown up in the kitchen and now it's amazing. Like, the more you involve kids with cooking, the better. I come home now and sometimes my house smells like brownie and I'm like, why does my house smell like brownie? Kids have made brownies. Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm going to come over to your house more often. And then a little bit of fresh mint maybe to just give it that little bit of slight greenness, right? Over here we could just like kind of stab it in a little bit.
Steal some of you.
Yeah, go for it. See?
Oh, that's so fresh and pretty.
And it's got a good smell about it.
It
That's
does.
one thing that's very unique about having a wreath like this, is it's got an amazing smell. Now, what's really, really cool is if you want, you could put like passion fruit sauce, you could put raspberry sauce, you could put strawberry sauce, even if you like chocolate, just throw some
Yeah.
chocolate sauce on there. Whatever
Quick
fancies
ganache.
your tickle.
Bit of chocolate, bit of cream, mix it together. You got a ganache, delicious.
Look at that,
Bit
right?
of coulis,
Anything you like, but
even some like grated chocolate.
we could grate
You
some
could
chocolate.
do like a chocolate version with like a caramel sauce and some grated chocolate and some Toblerone. You could do anything with it.
I feel like you've inspired me just a little bit with all these kind of talks.
Yep.
And the reason why is because I think in the next episode we might show everyone how to do a Pavlova board.
Yum.
Now,
That
they're
would
pretty
be the
popular
best.
these days.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of different things. And what's going to be fantastic with this Pavlova board is you could either have the wreath like so, which you can actually take to someone's house.
Yep.
Or the next one, we're going to show you how to do a Pavlova board that will kill any party with the wow factor with a Pavlova board.
You'll
But
be the most popular.
from Kyla and I, we'd like to thank you and have a very Merry Christmas.